When we last left off, we saw Jodio getting attacked by a stand, by an enemy stand, Key West's stand. And it's just grabbing his legs, pushing it, applying pressure, and it's just hurting him. And like you know how like the government's on the ship, and they're like, "What is this all about, dude? Get up and show me your ID, because you know you got to have that real ID." He's just like, "Dude, what's going on?" And Jodio's just getting like destroyed by this stand to the point where he has to activate his stand November Rain to just shoot like rain bullets at it to like just to get out of the situation.
Stan is like, I guess, somehow able to peer through the gap, and then it can just use tiny little hands to, I guess, apply like enough pressure to like break a limb or like even cut off a limb. Kind of similar to Black Sabbath from Part 5 in a way, can
Yeah,
just travel through shadows.
it looks like a shadow, but like with like hands on it, and it has kind of Giorno's like Gold Experience kind of face. But yeah, Jodio gets out. Jodio gets out, and they're just kind of asking them for like their IDs for them to get off the ship.
And then like while the stand attack happened and Jodio's basically explaining to Dragon and Charming Man that somebody knows about the lava rock and they don't even know whose stand it was. I guess they can't use deduction to figure out that it was Key West stand, but they're
Yeah,
like,
that is. They can't use deductive reasoning to figure out that the person that's working with Holler is using a stand, even though literally some guy associated with Holler tried killing them. JoJo logic.
yeah, and
But
then
Howler's currently in a chapel too.
yeah, he gets away while they're all discussing and dealing with the police and everything.
Oh, and then we get a flashback of. I hope that's not a minor. I don't know what's up with like in Japan where they have a minor, but there was this Howler and some young girl in a bathtub, probably fooling around. And Howler's like, "Oh, I thought you were at lunch. I didn't know you were gonna be back. That's my grandpa." The girl just runs out. And the grandpa's like, "Grandson, come with me." And he's like, "Hey, I don't mind you being like all hedonistic, but you got to know that you're very fortunate. And you know, because you're in an abundance, you might have a great fall." He hands him a notepad or a notebook from like their ancestors with information.
Basically, we kind of learn from this flashback that I guess like the very first Howler ancestor had a lava rock, but then he was the only one who was actually able to find it, and the lava rock that he found, eventually kind of withered to dust. And Howler's grandfather has been trying to find one for decades but failed. And he gives Howler this book that the first Howler wrote, which he says is basically kind of a guide to find a new lava rock, but it's written in a way that like people outside the
Mysterious.
Howler family wouldn't understand. But I guess nobody even in the family has been able to figure out how to get a new lava rock.
And it just talks about like God expresses all of his world with numbers. Numbers control the flow of this world. God is in the lava of Honolulu with the lightning of the new moon, the breath that sprouts from the earth, the footprint of the lightning. So we just see like a picture book of like lightning striking lava rocks, basically. So perhaps there's something supernatural where if the lightning hits a certain area of lava, it could turn into a lava rock with unique properties. And we still do not know how Rohan came across the lava rock.
Yeah, and then we kind of cut back to Howler. He's got like this chapel, a family
Oh
chapel
shit.
inside of his.
Yacht. Like what's that? That's so bizarre. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
And he tells Key West that he's taking all of his, ancestors' keepsakes with him off the ship, and that he's not gonna sign the land exchange that our group was trying to get him to sign. And then he kind of comes to a realization that he has a cross, and the cross has like holes in it.
A little bent indent in the top. And he's just seeing stuff about saying about with the lightning of the new moon, the breath that sprouts from the earth. So that's a hint, obvious hint.
He kind of figures out that there's where we're shown like an image. It's like made out of material that forms when uh lightning strikes like a beach or something like that. And like it shows us an image of like lightning going through the holes of the cross and like kind of leading to a lava rock.
They're on their way out of the ship going on, Jodio and Gain, and they get to a point where they realize that it's the cracks, or sorry, the gaps. It's the gaps, and Jodio's just trying to explain to them, hey, watch out for the gaps. And so later on, uh, Charming Man reaches into his pocket, his like suit pocket, and he's taking out his ID, and the stand just attacks him and like takes off his thumb, clean off.
And like it continues to like attack him from I guess underneath the gap in between his ID and his shirt, you know. I guess she must be like related to Funny Valentine, you know, a distant relative, and it's just attacking a Charming Man. And at the same time, it is, I guess, Jodio drops the lava rock, and this stand is able to like get a hold of it too. So it's like Charming Man's being attacked, and they're losing the lava rock.
Honestly, this chapter was pretty good. I honestly thought that Jodio would have been like having a longer fight with like the enemy stand user, not knowing what's going on. But I like where it's going. We got more information about like possibly what the lava rocks are and where the story can go. And seeing as how Howler is getting some development, he's definitely the main villain. Like we're closing in. It's almost basically confirmed. It's him.
Guess Araki really loved the complex like fruit plot of part 8 because he's making an even more like confusing plot point with this like whole lava rock thing and like how like numbers control the flow of the world or whatever.
Well, we know that prime numbers are a JoJo reference, so that's probably true.
I'm interested to see, you know, I mean, in part 8, you know, Araki did the whole like flow of calamity thing, and like kind of the lava rock seems to be kind of similar. I really just wonder what Howler's stand is, though we're probably not going to get it revealed for a while.
Now, I wonder why Holler just kind of flexed his stand, and it just looks like, almost looks like a bear just crawling on the ground, just trying to flex. And it's like, Holler, what can your stand do?
Maybe
Um,
Araki learned to not reveal everything in like the
too
last
soon.
fourth of the story.
Yeah. Who knows really what's going to happen? I'm just excited to see that there's about to be another stand battle. I wonder who, like, after the game defeats these guys, who's like next? Because if you think about it, if you really think about it, it's like they beat Ningbo and that one lady with the weird,
Shebang.
yeah, Chibang with the nematodes. That's solved. It's like, okay, now you got to fight Key West, and after you fight Key West and win, they win, and then it's like, where do they go after that? Perhaps you can find other stand users. Um, but again, Catholics are now a JoJo reference again.
Pretty much it we have for this chapter, you know. As always, we'll be there to cover chapter 29 next month. Looking forward to it. We'll see if Key West is like defeated in the next chapter, if there's just going to be like a little fight and then Key West and Howard get away. But we'll find out next time.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment, and if you subscribe, we'll teach you how to use Haman. Thanks. Goodbye.
Later.